NetherGames has just recently added a UI and hotbar item update, and in this video I will be covering what was added in this update as well as giving my personal thoughts about the update. First off, I would like to say this isn't actually the first time that NetherGames has implemented a UI update. Although I was unable to find screenshots of the previous UI, it was removed very soon after it was added and was never really mentioned again. Anyways, moving on to the new UI as I mentioned before. This covers most of the UI within NetherGames, which includes the scoreboard, the boss bar, as well as every single selection menu. And finally, NG added new icons to hotbar items in all of the lobbies. At first, this honestly looks like a pretty solid update, which to be fair, I think it is. I mean, it's not like they removed anything major, and the gameplay is still the exact same as it was before, which is the most important part. Although, there are a few things that aren't liked about the update by the community, and a few things that I personally don't like. First, I'm going to talk about the scoreboard and boss bar UI, which I don't have any major complaints with besides asking, what the heck did they do to the X's and check marks on the bedware scoreboard? I don't get why they needed to change them. I personally liked how they looked before, so I don't really get why they needed to remake them in a worse look. And it's not only me, most of the community agrees with me, which I mean isn't that big of a thing, and it's alright, but something like that I for sure didn't like at all when I first saw it. But another thing that I don't like about the update would be how you can no longer use a texture pack to make the scoreboard clear, which I personally love to always have a BG remover for the scoreboard as it makes it easy to see through it while still displaying all the critical information. And since they made this new scoreboard, you are no longer able to do that because it's like a texture pack built into the server, which is a major deal breaker for me, but I assume I will get used to it over time and it will be fine. Overall though, I still really like the new boss bar and scoreboard. It's an amazing update, and that's the type of things that I really think NetherGames should keep doing. As well as they are taking community feedback and changing everything to how the community wants it, which is amazing. The next thing I'm going to be talking about is the UI which is used in all of the selection menus, which includes map, voting menus, social menus, game menus, and everything else you could think of that basically has a menu. I believe these menus all look amazing, and I have no issues at all with my time playing with them. I don't see the downside to these at all, just besides some might miss the original menus before, although I think it's easier to get used to the change based on the menus before were not even custom and just the ones built into Minecraft. Next, I'm going to be talking about the hotbar items, which might be the most hated thing about this update, based on the fact that everyone thinks it looks too much like Hive and reminds them of Hive and CubeCraft, which I mean is a fair point, although it's not like the art is stolen or anything when NetherGames. It's just like how when NetherGames changed the lobby NPCs to these new display things, which everyone was blaming it felt too much like Hive and didn't feel like NG. Although now no one is really commenting on these and everyone just got used to the change after some time. So this leads me to believe the same thing will probably happen with these hotbar items, but I personally believe they look pretty solid and I don't have any major complaints with them. The final part of this update that I'd like to mention is how they added new text when games for like countdown timers for when a game is starting, which I think is an amazing thing to add, and it looks pretty decent as well. Another one of these smaller changes that they added in this update would have to be the new party invite dropdowns, which look very similar to the type of like dropdown you'd get in Minecraft normally, which Zeka also happens to have. Also, I believe these show for guild invites and friend requests, but I have not gotten one since this has been out, since I haven't been playing recently. Anyways, the last thing I would like to mention that was added was how it shows what you are playing on above your head, as in what kind of control, such as keyboard controller or touch controls. But with my personal experience with it, it seems to be extremely buggy, and sometimes it won't even show it the thing at all, and sometimes it'll only show it for like certain people. It's just not really implemented the best. Anyways, moving on from that, I'm going to be talking about my personal opinions on the update as a whole. I think this is actually a pretty good update, although there are a few setbacks, as I mentioned before. But I overall think the positives really outweigh them, and I would love to see more updates like this soon. Which NetherGames talked about creating more cosmetics from crate keys and stuff, which I think that's also something that I'm looking forward to. But I think NetherGames did an amazing job, although lots of other people didn't seem to like the update as much as me. I mean, but I think it's still a solid update. It has, like I said, it has a few problems, but I really think that they still did an amazing job. I still really like the update though. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.